Like it'll be in the range of $10 million, 10,000 square feet.
Yeah, you can look at Zillow. Yeah, there's an app here called Zillow.
Okay.
In Zillow, if you read it, I think it's 8.9.
$8.9 million. So why don't we have a look at the house as well, and maybe you can just show us around, like what do you usually do and all.
Wait a minute. Work hard for the car, so that's why it's all tinted. Wait a minute. Had a real late night, woke up with my head spinning out in Nashville. It's been mad real. I need sunglasses, I need Advil. I like fake moves and my cash real. I like first place, you're in last deal.
So that's the Mission Peak
Okay.
right there,
Okay.
where we go for a hike.
Yeah.
I like to go every day if it's possible.
Wow.
This is the living room right there.
Oh, nice.
And
So
this is the part of the entrance. Basically,
Wow.
this side is my office.
oh wow. Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
This is your workstation.
Lot of Jain books. This is formal dining
Okay.
right here. This is the guest room which we have. So any guest who comes here, they can stay.
Okay.
And it has its own bathroom,
Got it.
everything attached as a part of it.
And what are those? The other awards or?
Some of them are awards, some of them are.
Oh wow. This is so nice. So what exactly is this area called?
वीडियो देखने से पहले मेरी एक रिक्वेस्ट है आप सबसे। मैं YouTube एनालिटिक्स देख रहा था एंड वहाँ पर देखा कि 82.6% ऑफ माय ऑडियंस हु इज वाचिंग दिस कंटेंट हैज नॉट सब्सक्राइब टू द चैनल। अगर मैंने आपको थोड़ी सी वैल्यू प्रोवाइड की होगी एंड आपको अगर कंटेंट बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है, आई रिक्वेस्ट ऑल ऑफ यू टू प्लीज हिट द सब्सक्राइब बटन सो दैट वी कैन ब्रिंग यू द बेस्ट क्वालिटी ऑफ गेस्ट एंड गिव यू द मैक्सिमम वैल्यू पॉसिबल। थैंक यू सो मच फॉर सब्सक्राइबिंग टू आवर चैनल एंड एंजॉय दिस एंटायर एपिसोड ऑफ कॉन्वर्सेशन विद कुशल।
So why don't we have a look at the house as well, and maybe you can just show us around, like what do you usually do and all.
Sure. So that's the Mission Peak
Okay.
right there,
Okay.
where we go for a hike.
Yeah.
I like to go every day if it's possible,
Wow.
but because we are so busy,
Hmm.
a lot of things going on, so we at least do twice a week
Wow.
for sure.
Okay.
Okay, me and my wife.
Hmm.
And this neighborhood is Vinyl Circle
Hmm.
in Fremont,
Hmm.
and Vineyard Heights, that's what it's called.
Okay.
And this house, we built it in year 2000,
Oh wow.
It's
25 years back.
almost.
Wow. How big is the house? How many square feet?
It's about close to 10,000 square foot.
Oh wow. Lovely.
Yeah. And the lot is about 1 acre, 1 acre plus.
Lovely. And the hiking where you go, so how how many feet is that, or how many
It's
miles?
2,500 feet.
Oh,
the climbing up,
Okay.
and then miles wise is about 6 miles roughly.
Wow, 6 miles.
Yes,
That's crazy. I recently did a 3 miles hike and I was so tired.
that's right. Yours.
Yeah, Yosemite National
Yeah.
Park.
You want to take it
And
down?
yeah, sure.
By the way, this marble piece was done in Ahmedabad,
Okay.
and it's the same guy who did this piece who built our temple
Okay.
in Milpitas.
Hmm.
So this is the living room right there.
Oh, nice. So,
And this is the part of the entrance. Basically,
wow.
this side is my office.
Okay.
This side is the dining area.
Okay. And do you work from here itself? Like if your office is here?
All everything I do
Okay.
it from here. Except when I was working in the company, then I used to go to,
Oh, wow. Oh, lovely.
yeah.
This is your work statement.
Lot of Jain books. You can see it right here. I have for every tradition.
Hmm.
I have Samesar, I have Uttradhan Sutra, Kalpa Sutra,
Oh, wow.
history of Jainism.
Oh, wow.
This is
So good.
the books. There is a professor here, Professor Padmanabh Jaini.
Hmm.
He wrote this book, Gender and Salvation,
Hmm.
and very, very interesting books. And then Vidyanand Ji Maharaj ki book hai.
Oh, wow.
And these are a lot of friends. This is Mario Prem and Dukkha
Hmm.
right there.
Nice.
So
Which is your favorite book out of all these?
the favorite book is the Kalp Sutra.
Okay.
It's very nice actually.
What did it teach you?
It is basically talking about Bhagwan ke time par people read this during the Pagyushan time,
Oh, okay.
and it's all the chapters,
Hmm.
which is, if you go and look at this,
Wow.
all about Tirthankars.
Oh, wow. Nice.
So
Were you always religious from your childhood?
I was, yes.
Oh. And is it because of your parents?
Because of my mom, particularly.
Oh, nice.
My father was very actively involved in the Jain community in general. The other book, which is I really like, which is written by Professor Padmanabh Jaini, is called Jain Path of Purification.
Okay.
And he talks about Jainism in general. And that's a very classic book on Jain philosophy, written by when he was at Berkeley. He passed away last 2 years ago at the age of 98. And I'll show you one of his book.
The Jain Path of Purification. Wow.
Actually, I helped him to get this picture from India,
Oh,
from the museum.
okay.
So he even acknowledged me in the
Wow.
book.
Oh, nice. And all these arts and these paintings, so you're fond of paintings?
Yeah, it's basically for decorations.
Yeah.
We try to do as much nature possible.
Oh, yeah, these are very, very beautiful paintings.
Yeah. And so this is our living room.
Yeah.
And this statue of Bhagwan Mahavir, we got it from India. All my colleagues at AMD India, they basically sent it when I retired as a gift.
Oh, wow.
So it came from India.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And what are those, the other awards or?
Some of them are awards, some of them are like when we acquired a company or we got acquired. So their thing, like this one is when AMD acquired us.
Okay.
AMD, Pensando, this is the value, 1.8.
$1.89 billion. Oh, wow.
Right?
Nice.
And that's Cisco, when Cisco acquired NCMA. There was a company in 2013.
And did you raise capital for Pensando? Like, for Pensando?
Yeah, we raised money, yeah. This one is 4 of us, MPLS. Mario, Graham, Luca, Sonny. In that order.
Yeah.
And this one is I got from the last Pope. We were invited as a part of the Jain delegation to visit Pope in when he was alive last year.
Okay.
And so he gave us this coin.
Oh, nice. Beautiful.
Part of it. We gave him also a gift from Jito. Basically, Jain principle, Jain values.
Yeah.
That's very good. By the way, this one is very interesting. We had a bet always with John in terms of the revenue, in terms of this. So this is why 1-0 between Prem versus John.
Okay. That's a $100.
Numbers $100.
Nice.
This one.
It's lovely. It's so good that you have preserved all these things.
Yeah, so this is the living room.
Yeah.
Now this is our dining area. This is formal dining.
Okay.
Right here. This is the guest room which we have. So any guest who comes here, we can see.
Okay.
And it has its own bathroom,
Got it.
everything attached as a part of it. Separate
Nice.
unit. This is another picture which is, I don't know if you recognize the lane.
So who's it?
He is, he was in the US Army.
Okay.
He was the head of the, can't remember his name now. Not coming. But I learned quite a bit things from him in terms of the discipline.
Okay.
You can learn from army people.
Yeah.
He was very disciplined. He retired as a highest level
Oh, wow.
in the army. I'll get you his name.
Yeah. And the people who come for the JYEP, Jito Youth Exchange Program, so they stay usually. They
Stay
stay.
in all these rooms.
Okay.
So we put 2 person in every room, 2 boys or 2 girls.
Okay.
So that's the way these rooms are.
There are six rooms, I assume.
We have 7.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
So here is the kitchen.
Oh, nice. Oh, wow.
Here is our pantry where we store stuff.
I can see a lot of Coca-Cola bottles. My
That is for
favorite.
those kids.
Yeah.
We just got it because
Yeah.
we would like to have some soda. We don't drink any soda.
Okay.
So I got for them. So this is our family
No.
dining area. That's where we normally eat in the evening.
So how many people stay here in this house?
2 right now.
Okay.
Just me and my wife.
Okay. Got it.
So that. This was when I was speaking at a convocation. I was the keynote speaker
Oh.
for UC Davis.
Oh wow.
This is the whole family.
In your same college, you went as a chief guest.
Yeah.
That must be a surreal feeling, right?
Yes, and I'm
Going back.
advisory board right now
Oh wow.
to the chancellor.
Going back to the same college as a chief guest.
Both ways, yes.
Yeah, wow. That's so good. And this is another living area.
This is the family room we call.
Okay.
Typically, that's where you normally sit down, watch TV, whatever it is.
Okay.
And we don't drink any wines, but we had to make a wine cellar because anytime you want to sell the house,
Yeah.
so that.
How are the property prices different in US versus, let's say, India? I mean, in India, it's in the range of rupees 70,000-80,000 rupees per square feet, which is around
So here is right
$1,000
now is $1,000.
per square foot. Oh, per square foot.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
Larger houses like this probably about $900.
Ah, okay. Oh, got it.
So this is the basement.
So, it'll be in the range of $10 million, like 10,000 square feet.
Yeah, you can look at Zillow. Yeah, there's an app here called
Yeah.
Zillow.
Okay.
They can give you the price. I think right now this house is in Zillow. If you read it, I think it's 8.9 or something.
$8.9 million. Ah, okay.
Something, right? So this is where we had that Namokar Mantra thing.
Okay.
So we just cleaned it up. Silly.
Oh, wow. This is so nice. So, what exactly is this area called?
This is the basement
Okay.
kind of thing. We use it for some dance. People can do small programs, get together.
Okay.
So when those kids will come in, they will get together, meet
Yeah.
themselves, discuss whatever they need to discuss.
Nice.
And so we have Namokar Mantra Jap here. So I
Hmm.
have those idols from, I'll show you upstairs.
Okay.
Bring it here. That was my retirement thing,
Okay.
the AMD Pensando. And,
Wow. Is this your painting or it's your?
No, it's all the pictures.
Oh,
of
it's a collage.
Pensando.
Oh, okay.
They put together
Oh, nice.
and then they get all the things which was going on in Pensando.
Nice. Is this your?
This reminds
Oh.
no. This reminds of the time frame when movie was running. They were building this house.
Okay.
So this was running in the movie theater here.
Okay.
So we got. I can a little bit turn the light on here. See if I can. It's a hidden switch.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
So when Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gum was released, that time this.
Yeah. So we went to the movie hall.
Okay.
So they had the posters. So we said, "Can we get the posters?" So
Okay.
this is at that time.
Oh,
this movie.
nice.
It's the same as on that one.
Oh yeah, Kal Ho Now. You've
Reminds of when we built this house.
watched both of them? No?
I am not a movie.
Okay.
King. My wife did.
Okay.
She knows that.
Got it.
So
Lovely.
this,
Yeah.
and so we use this multi-purpose room. I use sometimes for meetings, conferences, and stuff like that. He has all the awards,
Oh wow.
which is I got. So the important one is obviously a couple of them. One is, let's see, is right here. This is I just got recently, last year.
Legacy Founder.
Yeah.
It's from Bits Pilani Endowment Fund.
Endowment Fund. So that was one. This one was the Distinguished Alumni Awards in 2012.
Oh wow.
Okay.
That's amazing.
This was the company. This is John Chambers, by the way. He is the chairman of the board
Okay.
for us, for Pensando. This I got from Lokesh Mani. He gave it out. Let's see. These are multiple different things for Silicon Valley chapter of BITSA. We gave the award. These are the award I got from UC Davis. This is the Pioneer Award, which is Cisco used to give.
Okay.
So I got 2 times the award. One is there, and the other one is here. So we used to have that, and then they changed the shape to this one. And I got a Jena Ratna Award, which is this one,
Okay.
which is the highest award for Jena in July 2021. And recently, and I'm supposed to claim that award I got from BITS Ratna Award, which is I still need to go and claim it. I just announced this year.
Lovely. Congratulations.
Yeah, I got from Goldman Sachs. this award, which was also pretty interesting. I got for Ernest Young another award. So it goes on like this. This one, Cheeto. Some of them are product awards. This came out from the Young Gens Professionals Speakers series and all that kind of thing.
That's
is-
amazing.
Goes on and on. This is the one from the Jana. This is we went to NASDAQ to celebrate bits
Oh, okay.
and ring the bell.
Nice.
Correct.
I think your house would be shorter, smaller for collecting the awards. You'll have to buy a bigger house because the awards would be too much.
So that's why I have scattered around in 3 different places. And my son was saying we should build it here. I said I don't want to showcase anything.
Yeah, that's nice.
There's only reminds you that you've done something. So here is the backyard.
Okay.
So going here.
Oh, wow. So this is like an open space.
Yeah. This is where we have all those 500 people serving the food there.
Okay.
Set up tables and chairs here.
So 500 people serving food for?
For that hike,
Ah, okay. Ah,
Mission Peak hike.
okay.
So they do the hike.
Hmm.
They come here. We do Namukar Mantra jap
Okay.
here.
Yeah.
Then they come and have brunch.
Oh, nice. And this is also in your
Yeah.
bungalow.
All the way to the end. That
Oh.
piece in the back. So it's totally isolated. You don't see any house
Yeah.
anymore.
And in this area, a lot of Indians also live?
20%, I think, Indians.
Oh, okay. 20% is a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Fremont is about that.
Oh, okay.
A lot of Indians.
Any specific reason people move to Fremont only?
Centralized.
Okay.
San Jose, San Francisco, Palo Alto, San Mateo.
Alright.
And city was very liberal.
Yeah.
Here, this is the play area,
Oh, okay.
pool table.
Hmm.
There is a sauna in case if you want to.
Oh, wow. That's nice. Do you play pool?
Yeah, I do.
Oh.
I use a sauna.
Oh, nice.
Not used recently, but I'm using as a storage
Oh, okay. You use it as a storeroom.
right now. But it has this thing, you can turn it on.
And what are some sports that you play?
I normally played, tennis, pool, play kayaks, and also badminton,
Okay.
skiing.
Wow. I think I'm feeling as if I don't play anything. I need to do a lot of things in my life.
Whatever.
Taking a lot of inspiration from you today.
So these are my kids' rooms.
Oh, okay.
Boys, they are staying here.
Oh, okay. That's nice.
Yeah.
And now they're staying in Los Angeles.
Yeah, they're both in Los Angeles. So when they come, we still stay in this room.
Yeah.
They have their own bathroom.
Nice.
Gosh. So when those kids will come from India, 2 of them will stay here.
Ah, okay.
2 of them will stay in my other son's room.
Okay. And they are okay with other people staying in other rooms?
They're okay as long as we change the bed sheet and all those kind of things.
Yeah.
This is the older one.
Ah, nice.
So idea is to make it independent so that
Yeah.
they don't share things.
Hmm.
This is the third room, which is you can stay on the floor, and this is all my computers, internet connection,
Yeah.
all that kind of thing is in this room.
Okay. Nice.
This is the elevator. So
Oh, wow. You have an elevator in the house.
particularly when you bring the baggage,
Ah,
you can bring it into
Oh.
this and then
okay.
back here.
Doesn't look as if there's an elevator behind this.
No.
Yeah. You've covered it with a door.
Yeah. And this is the temple which we have built.
Oh, okay.
So the idea is to balancing it out everything. So I have one Shwetambar, Digambar, Sanapasi, Terapanthi,
Oh, okay.
all combined.
I'm a Terapanthi, by the way.
Yeah.
So you come here every day for prayers?
The idea is when you walk out from the bedroom,
Oh, so
you
nice.
return.
So this is your bedroom?
yeah,
Oh, okay.
this is the master. The kids on that side.
Okay.
Our bedroom is on this side. So this is our master bedroom.
Wow.
So now you can see the ocean.
Yeah.
Below the water.
Right.
It's a bay actually. And the other side of the bay is this side.
This must be the biggest room, I assume. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Is there a kitchen here? Yeah. Or?
No,
Ah,
this is
okay.
the only thing. So you can have a microwave. There is a refrigerator.
Ah, okay.
But no kitchen. This is the bathroom,
Oh,
restroom, and that's the closet. Closet is also very big.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Walk-in closet.
Oh, wow. This is the closet. Wow.
And also here, we put the sun roof light.
Yeah.
So sunlight comes from there also.
Oh, nice. From those lights.
Yes, there are 4 of them
Okay.
in both of them.
Oh, nice. Amazing. Lovely house. Thank you so much for the tour. And it's going to inspire a lot of people who are watching this. And you have been very, very religious. You've been very, very ethical in terms of your entire career. Thank you so much for that. And we are going to learn a lot of things from you.
No. Thank you.
Thank you so much for doing this. Hope I'll take the blessings.
No. Come.
Yes.
No,
Thanks.
you're-
How has your experience been in the US so far?
It's very good. Actually, I came here in 1975 and came here to do my master's at UC Davis. The interesting part for me was, is to make sure that first is where to go in US. I decided to come here because the cultural aspect of California is outstanding. I mean, you don't have this problem of, not basically mix with the people, with the community, learn with the culture and all that kind of thing. So California was a great place. That's where I end up coming. And the second part was very good is I wanted to do my master's in UC Davis. And there also, it was very good experience for me because one, I learned skiing. It was so close to ski area. I also became the president of India Student Association there. And third thing is also we started a Jain community, Jain Milan here about the same time in 1975 because Sushil Muni came here from India. So we had that. And so California gave us a lot of opportunity and US is so far is looking at my last 50 years in United States is a tremendous value, which is I learned here, I grew myself and my family and the kids, everybody. We were all vegetarian. Actually, my son and his wife and the kids are vegan. So they also, enjoy the vegetarian cuisine, the vegetables which is grown in California, the fruits which is grown in California, the almonds which is grown in California. It's really, I will tell you, I don't think I can ask for anything better than this.
Isn't it difficult to find vegetarian restaurants in USA? Isn't that a challenge?
It used to be when we came here, not anymore. I think is all over, there is Indian cuisine is so popular among the local American people as well as the other communities which is settled in the United States because it's a place where all the immigrants come and settle down. So Indian cuisine became very, very popular and now there is no problem. When I came here, definitely was a big problem. There's not even an Indian grocery store where you can shop. Now there is plenty of them here. There is one very nice place in Fremont now. It's called Apni Mandi. My God, it's unbelievable. Open 24/7. You can buy anytime, anything you want.
Oh, okay. And there's lots to talk about your startup journeys as well. And you shifted to US, you said, in the Silicon Valley in the early 70s and 80s. And you've successfully built startups. You've sold it to AMD recently for $2 billion. And you've also started a company when you had shifted to US in the early 80s. Now let's, of course, we want to talk about all these things. Let's go back to your BITS Pilani days first in India. And I want to understand how was your entire experience in BITS Pilani that shaped you, and then we'll talk about the startup journeys.
Sure. I think Pilani is a very important, played very important role in my life. First is it's a campus which is all these students. Once you go there, you stay there. That was great experience for me because I grew up in a business family in Delhi, and we used to have, we spoiled in a way that we have servants and all that kind of thing. So even a glass of water, if I needed it, I had to ask a servant to bring a glass of water. So that much spoiled in that particular sense. For me, it was a little bit shocking going to Pilani because there's no servants as available, and then you had to take care of your clothes yourself. So a lot of learning how to get to the, washing your clothes, or getting hot water for, during winter. And also, sharing room with somebody, which is we never had. So it was a great experience in learning these kind of things. And being vegetarian, good thing was at that particular time, the whole Pilani food, in the mess, they're all vegetarian, except that couple of years down the road, they divided because there were a lot of demand from the people to have non-vegetarian. But for me, it was no onions, no garlic. It was pretty much difficult, but we were able to, make that happen. Education perspective, I think Pilani had a partnership with MIT, and we have a couple of professors from MIT coming and teaching us. That was a great experience, by the way, because their way of teaching was very different than the professors which were teaching us. And our curriculum was also based on MIT. So that gave us a lot of good leverage, both learning mathematics, physics, chemistry. And down the road, I was in electrical engineering, so all electromagnetics area, and learning about motors, learning about transmission lines and all that kind of thing was a great experience for me. And also, we just had during our time, a computer system just arrived. So learning the programming a little bit was also a great experience, feeding the cards into the card machines and all that. So Pilani overall really made me prepared to think about what can be done as a part of an engineer, and got into my mind that somewhere I want to do something to create an impact in the industry.
So what's the most memorable day or incident you recall from your BITS Pilani days?
Memorable day is, I think we used to have, I was very actively involved in organizing things. So there are a couple of things which is very memorable for me. One is we organized this hurdle race, going into different places, and people have to jump around and organize it for all the students there. And that turned out to be very memorable because, that gave us the idea is how to organize things. Second thing which was very memorable for me was, similarly, we had a festival where we invited a bunch of people from different colleges, and I was part of the committee. So we got an opportunity to invite Tarkeshwari Sinha. She was a minister at that particular time, so I drove with her from Delhi. That was a great experience. I still remember. Third was flying with the gliding club. I was very actively involved, learning the gliding as a part of the, the gliding club, which was there in Pilani. And one thing I still remember, to getting a free ride in Birla's plane going from Pilani to Delhi, because he used to come, G.D. Birla used to come there and was a remarkable man. Learned quite a bit from him. And also from the directors, Mr. Mitra, who was the director in our time. All the professors and everybody gave us really feel at home and coached us how to become a good leader, how to become a good student, and how to make sure that just getting the grade is not important, but learning something which can be useful is very, very important.
You came to US for pursuing your master's.
That's correct.
And you graduated from your master's in which year?
77.
Okay, got it. So after 77, what happened exactly? And then let's also talk about the first startup where you raised like $89 million from a lot of investors like Sequoia Capital and all. And what went wrong with that startup, and what were your learnings there?
Sure. So it's very interesting because when I came here, my plan was to go and do my master's and finish my PhD. So after masters, I got enrolled into PhD program. And during that particular time, it was really a very funny incident. What really happened? So I was sitting with my professor advisor, Professor Loomis, and in his office, and he gets a call from the basically the human services department. Basically, this is the department where they call looking for students to some company was looking for somebody. So he was looking at me and he says, I got a call from this company called BNR. Since you're going to do your PhD, it will be a good idea to go and talk to them. And maybe it will be a good idea to do your PhD after you get 1 or 2 year experience in the industry. I said, okay, fine. I mean, my professor is telling me. So I went an interview with BNR. And it was very interesting. I got an interview. The guy said they will call me in the plant. I went to the plant. I have that interview. Then next I found out I have an offer. And they used to call member of scientific staff as a part of, when BNR was part of Northern Telecom at that particular time. It was a telecommunication company, and BNR stands for Bell Northern Research in Palo Alto. Okay. So I started, working there. And 2 years later, I was thinking, okay, should I go back to PhD, not to go PhD? And this is, after my graduation in 1977. And I decided that, and about the same time, my father passed away in India. So there was tremendous pressure for me to go to India and get married. So I got engaged during that particular time. And 1979, I got married. Now there was a dilemma: what you do, go back to PhD or continuously in the industry? Because now I have my wife and and the family. So I said, okay, I will probably do it part-time basis. So I decided not to pursue the PhD and continuously in the industry, which has turned out to be pretty good long-term. But I still wanted to have someday, if I get the opportunity to get the PhD, I will still like to do it.
And then about the startup, so how
So what happened is that when I was working in BNR, so we had a company during that particular time, part of the Olivetti. They came and they said, BNR and we work together and create some company. So that thing didn't work it out. So some of us who were at that particular time, there was a big wave going on in Silicon Valley to start startups and stuff like that. So we thought about it, and a couple of us, we said, okay, let's start this company called David Systems. David stands for, there's nobody's named David. It was supposed to be distributed architecture for voice, image, and data. And we had one of the very best team, which we got together. We got funding from Sequoia Capital, Mayfield, top venture capitalist. And, the company was really growing very well. The challenge which is we had is we built a very good product, and it was supposed to be deployed by at that particular time AT&T broke into a couple of small what they call it Bell operating companies, regional operating companies like Illinois Bell, Pacific Bell, those kind of thing, and that was done because of the divestiture of AT&T. We were working very closely with Illinois Bell. And what happened, Illinois Bell was ready to fund us. And this was, I'm talking about December of 1985, okay? Ready to fund us and deploy our product. Suddenly there was very dark day, which I will tell you in our history, is Judge Green ruled that the companies like Illinois Bell, they will not be able to invest in a private company because all these Bell operating companies are highly regulated and they need to follow certain norms. So that was the ruling came out, and this is the time, Illinois Bell, we have a trial going on, very successful, and they were supposed to fund us. Then happened. Then we went after the Centrex market, which was difficult to penetrate into that. But anyway, we tried to work in that segment of the market. Then we had to change our directions because we need to generate a revenue. So we built this product, which is integrated voice, image, and data, to be deployed in the enterprise. What we found is that the enterprise was not ready because the organization, to sell this particular product in the enterprise, you need to sell to 3 different groups. You need to sell to voice group, you need to sell to data group, you need to sell to video group. And they don't talk to each other. And they report to the CIO. So when we got the feedback from the customers, CIO says, yeah, this will be a great product to build because we have 3 separate networks. Voice network was separate, data was separate, video was separate. You can integrate this into one, that'll be awesome. Okay, so they looked at it from the architecture perspective, but the implementation perspective, we missed the boat. And what happened is that the product was not cost effective to sell into one particular environment like voice only or data only or video only. But if you sell it to all 3, it was very cost effective. But even then, we had a very good success. We deployed this product voice only in Sears Tower in Chicago and also in White House. And the phone was very well received and the technology was very well done. But the company didn't make it in the end. I think we left in 1989 and started another startup, but the company then got sold to Chipcom, which got sold to HP, and the technology ended up going in HP. We really didn't make anything out of it. VCs didn't make anything out of it. So it was basically write-off. But the funny part is the same VCs funded us the next company, which is called Crescendo. And Crescendo was the one which is the first company Cisco acquired. And that is really unbelievable, even though they paid us, less than $100 million during that particular time in 1993, but acquired. And Crescendo was started in 1989, just right after we left David Systems. And that journey was really very good for us because Crescendo gave us the opportunity to create the biggest impact in the industry for switching business, routing business, working with Cisco. That business, by the way, grew during our next 10 years in Cisco to almost $15 billion.
Wow.
And we have to make few acquisitions to get some technology, as a part of it. But that was very, very successful ride. And then the idea was in 2001 came in that we should expand the other part of Cisco business. So this concept of spin-in came out, which is you're working with a company, you develop a product, and then as long as the product meets the market expectation, Cisco will acquire it, but they will pay you based on not on technologies, based on revenue, margin, and stock value. So there was a formula which is being created, and all this has to be done in 4 years. So we had to develop a ASIC. So first company was, after Crescendo, which got acquired, in the first company which is we did in the spin-in is Endiamo, which was in 2000 onwards. And Cisco basically told us that, as long as you meet the criteria of some revenue number, multiplication of that revenue number with margins, you have to make 50% margin. If you don't deliver in time, you get 0. Okay. So this is the risk which is we took. And, surprisingly enough, we beat all those things. And, but then Cisco wanted us to come back inside the company. So a couple of us decided, the founders basically decided to come back. We didn't want any part of that proceedings coming out from Endiamo. But the people who we brought it in, they made good money out of it because it was perceived as a conflict of interest because we are on the management side as well as on the, on the startup side. So we said, okay, it's good to keep the slate clean. So we didn't care about the money aspect of it, even though Cisco gave us some incentives to be part of the company. That company generated $500 million in revenue for Cisco. So they liked the model. So then after that, they wanted to expand in a server business. So we worked, with John and the team in Cisco, and we said, okay, the interesting story on this one is none of us knew anything about server. We come from a networking background. We don't even speak their language. So we had to learn about where the server technology is today, what is the innovation they're bringing it up, what innovation can we bring it, what are the channels where we can sell this through, and and the other thing is also, how do you compete against the company which were in this business as IBM, HP, and a couple others, Dell computers and all that. So that was a big challenging aspect was given to us. We took that challenge and we says, okay, and John told us that he wanted to have a kick-ass server. That's his language. I don't use that word. But, and that was our objective. And so we all focused. And the big challenge was obviously to learn all the terminology and what is really required. So there was a lot of learning curve for us. But funny thing is, we were able to look at it, what the current state of the art was in the server business. What we found is very interesting. Processors were done by Intel or AMD. Memories were done by Samsung and other memory vendors. Adapters were done by 3Com or Broadcom, and packaging was done by these companies. So they were really taking these technologies and packaging it together and bringing it to the market. And they were calling it 1RU, 2RU servers and stuff like that. What we decided to do it, we said, okay, we wanted to have a couple of differentiated value. So one is we integrated networking as a part of it. So we created this Blade server segment of the product. Interesting part was that we added 4 innovations, which is way different than any of these servers. That's the reason we were able to survive. One was virtualization. So VMware was just coming out. So we partnered with VMware and says, okay, we will virtualize it. So the adapters which you're using inside this particular server, each VM can assume their own adapter. So it's totally virtualized. So that is the technologies which you developed. Second thing which you did is we were able to put in the same server 16 times more memory than a classical server will do it. We developed a technology so you can put more DIMMs into the server. Advantage of that is that when you buy a 4 gig DIMM versus 16 gig DIMM, the price is not linear. It's exponentially very high when you go to 16 gig at that particular time. So if you need more memory, we are very cost effective. That was another innovation we brought it in. Third innovation we brought it in, they used to do the management of a single server. And we said, no, we can make it as a part of the networking and server altogether as a system. So we brought that particular technologies. The reason I'm giving you this example is the differentiated innovation and something which is very useful in the market segment really made a big impact. And you won't believe it. We took away the market from IBM. We took away market from HP. And this became a very, very successful business for Cisco, got into this particular business in a very successful fashion. And they're still in this business today. And this is, I'm talking about 2009 to 2010, 11 timeframe when we were doing this particular part of the development at that particular time. And then the company get acquired by Cisco and we sell it under the Cisco brand. So that was a very, very successful thing for us and a lot of learning as a part of it. And then you have to learn the language of the, the customer, because when you sell to the server, it's application they're talking about. When you sell in the networking, they're talking about what equipment you are connecting together and all that kind of thing. So there is a great learning for our team and stuff like that. We really made a big impact for Cisco and the industry in this particular fashion.
So what would be the contribution of this business to Cisco's right now?
The contribution in terms of the revenue, I think last, if I remember correctly, it was a couple of $2 billion.
Oh, wow.
And when we left, it was $3 billion.
Wow.
So that business really gave us. The thing is that when you look at the data center, there is only 3 businesses which is very important there. Networking was some part of it, server and storage. So if you want to capture the data center business as a whole, you need to be in all 3. And the idea was the boundaries were, going away. So we brought networking integrated inside the server. So you don't need to buy a separate connectivity in that particular thing, particularly when you are within the chassis. Connecting a number of servers is already connected in the backplane itself. So we brought a lot of innovations as a part of it. So the thing which is way different turns out to be in this particular segment is the storage business was the other one which is we want to expand to. Okay, we didn't get that opportunity to do this because our idea was to have a different model for storage also, but we didn't get that opportunity to do with this. And then John retired from Cisco, so we decided to leave Cisco, and then we started Pensando. And by the way, before we left, sorry, I forgot one thing. After the server, Cisco came to us and they says, they're seeing a lot of competitions coming out from, again, that was our partner VMware, in the area of SDN, software-defined networking. That became a very catchy phrase. So they asked us to do another spin-in with SDN in mind. So we took that particular challenge from Cisco, and that was the last one which we did with Cisco. And the name of the company was called InCMA. And that particular part, we built a switch with a lot of capabilities of SDN as a part of it. And that became very, very successful, and we left Cisco in 2016. So overall, if you look at it in the journey from 1993, when we became part of Cisco, to the time we left in 2016, and actually not only left, we thought we are retiring because we were getting to that particular age. We have created product for Cisco, which is almost $95 billion in revenue for Cisco overall in this particular time frame. Yeah. And if you want to read some more about our journey, there is a book, I think John Chambers wrote it, Connecting the Dots. And he writes about us. And our group is called MPLS, so which is Mario, Prem, Luca, and Sony. And actually, the thing which you see it up in that one, in that car, see that old car?
Yeah.
That's 4 of us.
Oh, wow.
So that's me. On side of me is Mario. Behind me is Sony. And behind that is Luca.
How did you meet all of them?
This is Mario, Luca, and myself. We met in David System.
Oh.
So by the way, I'm working for Mario since 1983.
Oh, wow.
And we worked together until Pensando, which was, we sold it to AMD in 2022. So the group is very much intact.
So when did you start Pensando?
Pensando was started in 2017.
So in a span of 5 years, you built a $2 billion company. Right?
$2 billion company from the valuation perspective. Revenue-wise was less, obviously, some multiplication factors.
So in a span of 5 years, from 2017 to 2022, you built up $2 billion valuation entity.
In that,
So
yes.
so what was
So this was the Pensando was supposed to be making a big impact in the cloud. And what we found out, the Amazon had a technology, which is they acquired a company, and which was putting adapter, which is offloading the CPU and a lot of networking functionality and firewall, load balancing is all this thing done by their card. So that was only available to Amazon, was not available to other cloud providers. So our idea was, why don't we start a company? We can do a better job than what they have done, because they have taken our technologies, which is we did in Nova, which was a server company. Okay. And that technology is the one they took it to next step, because Cisco didn't make the next jump. They took it. These are a bunch of Israeli people, and they saw what we have done it and stuff like that. They took to the next step. Then we took to the next step as a part of the Pensando. And Pensando was, the concept is, all our companies have some meaningful names. Pensando was thinking. So our logo was basically new way of thinking. So because we wanted to go into the cloud environment. Our customers were really cloud, and one of the very successful customer which is public now, is Oracle. And we also worked with Microsoft. We deployed in their environment too.
So in that time, in those like 6 years span of time, you were able to raise like $89 million at that point in time from the best VCs. What advice do you have for founders who are watching this, who aspire to raise capital? And what do you think worked out for you? Like, how do you pitch to investors? What are some questions they ask? If you can give some examples, how did you answer them, which gave you a check of $89 million? That'll be very helpful.
So one is, I think the important thing is in this particular aspect, if you look at it in a very systematic fashion, one is to understand where the market is and what is the need in the market, and make sure that you have a very good idea what is needed in that particular segment of the market. So we saw that there were 3 different networks. So we said, okay, we can integrate the networks. So that was one part of it. You need to look at the market. You do need to talk to customers, which we did, by the way. Okay, we did talk to the customer. Customer says, it'll be a great idea if you can have this. Like I mentioned to you before, we didn't look at it, the channels, how are we going to sell it? And that was a big mistake which we made. Okay, which is, we should have checked it, is that who's our customer in the end, who's the buyer going to be? And will they be able to buy it? Because they don't talk to other department, video, data, because they were not integrated. I wish they would have integrated. Now they're all integrated. So the product was a little too early for its time in that particular science frame. So you have to make sure the product is not too early for the time, because the organization has to be there to make that work. Other thing which is very important is you need to make sure you have the people. A lot of startups fails because they fight among themselves. Somebody says I'm going in left, somebody says I'm going in right, and you need to have a same vision. You need to make sure you execute as a one flawless team, and people need to have a responsibility distributed, not like everything is choked into one particular area and stuff like that. So that is very, very important. And you need to have the top people who can really execute latest, greatest technologies which can be leveraged, and continuously filing for patents, making it sure that anything which you can preserve, you need to preserve, and then build a very high quality product to make sure that you can deploy it. Because when you're going into the enterprise, which was our objective, was most of the larger enterprises, they want to have very high quality, and this was the first time we were doing it. We don't even have the reputation in that particular. So you need to worry about it, that making it sure that select a market. If I had to redo it, I will say go into the small, medium market, which is easy to penetrate. If you going to big market and enterprise and stuff like that is difficult to penetrate unless you partner with a big company. Would have been a better choice at that particular point. Anyway, those are some of the things which is, and the second thing is, when you're getting the money from the venture capital, respect that money, because it's not somebody is giving you as a gift. It's, you had to treat it as your own money, and you had to be very frugal. That's another thing which we learned, to be very, very frugal and spend we used to say, kiss every dollar which you spend. And we also had constraint on the salaries, and some of us didn't take any salaries because we thought we'll make a money in the equity, and down the road make the company very successful. Main objective for us was creating impact in the industry, not making money, because there was also a big theme going on in the Valley: do a startup and get rich quick. So people used to call, okay, this is a GRQ company, get rich quick company, in that particular sense. Okay, but that was not our objective. Our objective was never in this particular situation to make money. Objective was to create impact in the industries, and people can remember that these guys have done something which is creating some changes, dynamics in the industry itself. And if you read about our group MPLS, you will see a lot of that is really being recognized. And people start trusting us and says, okay, whatever these guys will do, I will buy it. And that's the kind of reputation. And we stand behind the product, we stand behind the problems. Other thing which is very important, particularly for me, was to use some of the very important Gen values which I had. One is, always tell the truth to the customers. If there is a problem in the product, just go straight forward, tell the customers, look, we made a mistake here. We'll go and fix it. We take full responsibility for it. Instead of making stories and hiding behind and saying, no, we don't know where the problem is. So that was one thing which was very, very important for us, to make sure that we keep the customers as the highest level of honesty and integrity, and making it sure that we don't make stories. Okay. And that customer really loved it. Okay. When even the time we felt that customer was going to say, okay, we're going to throw you out, they basically said, no, we like what you're doing. You stand behind your products. We really love that particular aspects of it. So that was one very, very important aspect of it. Second important aspect of is sell what you have. Don't try to oversell. Okay, we have a tendency to sell like the moon, and even though we don't have anything on the earth itself. So you need to understand this, that you don't think yourself, if you have a even successful track record before, you need to ground yourself. And don't think like I'm a star in the sky. I think just look at the ground and look at the horizon and be grounded in that particular fashion. I think this is very, very important thing which is we learned out of this particular thing. And that make the customer feel that, they want to work with you. Third thing is, you need to make your margins, you need to make sure something, but don't gouge the customer. Okay. And provide them the support and stuff like that. That was something I think we got flagged because Cisco was always making good margins. So saying why you need to, make 70% margins on the product, particularly in hardware and stuff like that. But our answer to that particular question is we are providing a lot of values which the competition is not providing. And as long as you continuously have the value, you can demand the market, your value. And all the thing which we had done in any of these startups is value-based. Look at where the current market segment is. Look at it, what differentiations you can bring it, what value you can create, and make sure those values are meaningful to the customers and get their feedback. Talking to customers on a constant basis when you're doing a development is the most important thing you can have, because market can change, dimensions of the product, maybe there's other competition comes into the market. So you need to make sure that you are on the top of that particular segment of the market.
Can you give me an example of one customer feedback that a customer gave you and how you implemented it in your venture?
Oh yeah, sure. So I'll give you one example in the recent one for Pensando. We went to Microsoft and asked them, if you develop this particular thing, what will take you to deploy this? The biggest challenge was, there are two biggest challenge, which is they told us. One is the InfiniBand, which is they were deploying at that particular time, is very difficult to maintain and very difficult to upgrade and very difficult to troubleshoot. So they said, we want to replace the InfiniBand with Ethernet, but give us all the capabilities which exist in InfiniBand into the Ethernet environment, so we can make that transformation and don't have to go back to the InfiniBand. That was one. Second thing was the scale. They says, okay, you're going to support this many virtual machines or this many thing. Our requirement is to do 4 million, 8 million, or the performance requirement is way different than what you're thinking. So those are the inputs which we got from them. And then the third thing, they said it better fit into our management environment, because we don't want to rewrite something just because we want to deploy a product. So you need to design your APIs and stuff like that, which fits very smoothly into their environment. So these are some of the examples. There are many, many examples I can cite to you. But listen to customers is the most important thing. And then make sure you don't listen to one customer. You listen to at least 10 customers in the very early stage, because you get a different perspective from the customers on this particular aspect.
Do you advise Indian founders who are watching this to raise capital, let's say from Silicon Valley? And what's the difference between, let's say, raising capital from maybe Indian VCs versus raising capital from Silicon Valley?
I don't know about the Indian VCs because I never done that particular aspect of it. But raising the capital here with the VCs, one is you need to make sure that whatever you're telling them, you need to execute on that particular thing. Don't show them something which is not deliverable and then you find yourself into trouble. Building a trust with the venture capitalists was very, very important. Second is leverage their network. They're well connected in the industry. They're well connected. So leverage their network. And that is one advantage you have, is that if you're going into the US market or European market, these guys will be very, very helpful to you to find the connections. Business is always based upon networking and connections. The more connections you have, and that was one of the biggest advantage we have in the Pensando, is because of John. John is the most successful salesperson in the industry. Okay. And he's connected with any company you go to. So if you need to say, John, introduce us to Chase Bank, no problem. Okay, because you need the CEO, you know, the other people, you go to the top and then they'll tell you, okay, work with this particular person. So there is a lot of things which is, you have to build the connections and networks, and these VCs have a lot of connections and stuff like that. Also, the other thing you need to do is go with multiple venture capitalists. Don't just go with one. Okay. Because it's good to have diversifications. You get different aspects. Anything which you look for it, you look from different angles. And that is very important characteristics is, you know, what we say is looking from many different angles, the same thing. And that comes to, you know, this very important principles.
What are some interesting stories that you have when you were working in your entire career with, let's say, Indian business tycoons, like, let's say, Mr. Mukesh Ambani of Reliance or Shiv Nadar of HCL? What are some interesting anecdotes with him?
So we, during my Cisco days, we worked very closely because Reliance was one of the very good customers. So is, you know, Ajimji, Premji, Wipro, so is the HCL. You know, we had good relationship with these guys. We were selling the product and customers to them. The thing is that Indian market is quite different than the market here in the US. The thing is that one thing which we found out, particularly working with Reliance, they want everything, but they don't want to pay you much. You know, so, you know, very cost competitive in nature, and they want 80-90% discounts in that particular segments of the market. And they want the best, you know, which is, so you need to make sure that you understand the dynamics, because if you make a lot of investment into those areas and you don't make your balance sheet and your profit margins and stuff like that, is very difficult. So be very careful in terms of dealing with big companies. And also when you deal with big companies, it is a gold mine if you make it successful, but it could be very dangerous to you if, you know, if it does not, you don't make it and they don't pick you, because there are a lot of choices to make. You're not the only one. So, you know, on the other hand, you know, they have big wings where they can go and cover many different segments of the market, and, you know, so careful in terms of balancing the act together, but really understand what you're doing. In the end, as a startup, you control your destiny. Don't ever say that I partnered with Reliance and I failed. That's not the objective. Objective is you control your destiny. You're the one who's sitting on a driving seat, and then move your train, you know, on a particular track and making sure you make it. Don't go in multiple tracks. Always follow focus. Focus is the most important thing in a startup.
Any interesting conversations that you recall with the founders of these companies like Reliance or HCL or Wipro?
Not really. I think I remember Mukesh Ambani meeting with him. He was basically saying is, you know, that we partner with the best technology company. We try to, you know, get the best product in the market. And he was giving an example of, I think, Reliance when they were doing this fabric. And he's saying, you know, that there are a lot of people are saying you cannot make the cheapest possible fabric, you know, this thing. Or the other discussion he was saying about the telecommunication thing, because they wanted to make the phone call as cheap as the postcard, if you remember that thing, which is when they were launching Jio.
Yeah.
So he was saying is that, you know, their objective is also to go to the masses in a very cost-effective fashion. So there are a lot of good advice there, leveraging best technologies. I mean, definitely, I think you want to do the best, particularly when you're looking at startup. And also, it's also good to, making it sure that you can make the penetration into the market if you're going in the consumer market, particularly, which is, I will not advise you to go, because the problem in consumer market is not the product, is the marketing and sales. We used to tell, if it'll cost you $1 to develop, it'll cost you $99 to market and sales. So those are the things which is very important. Every big CEO of a company or something, they will give you some subtle, very good advice. And you need to filter that out and say what is applicable to you. And if it's not applicable to you, let it go. I think this is another problem. Who said this? He said this, and I'm following what somebody said. That's a wrong way to think about it. The best way to think about it, I listen to everybody, but then I am on the control and driving the seat. You cannot just say, I learned this from him and I'm doing this, I'm in a wrong path. Yeah. It's your destiny.
That's a very wonderful way of putting it out. And just talking about some Indian investors or Indian people who are in tech in the US, who are like some Indian billionaires or super successful people whom you know, and what have you learned from them in the US?
I think the thing is that depending on the generations, there's a generation gaps at different levels. I think the recent investors and the people who became very, very successful, I think they are very good. They are basically making a lot of investments. I mean, you can see it, number of VCs which is there in the Valley, came out from the Indian origin, is very large numbers. Couple of them are very young because they make their success in a very early stage. So overall, I will say that it's a very good community. I think they're making good progress. Earlier, in the very early stage, they were very picky. They were very careful in terms of where to invest, not to invest. Those things are gone. I think now the field is wide open, and people are making, they can be seed investors, they could be Series A investors, they could be, some of them are even doing Series B, Series C down the road. So I will say that Indian investors are basically created a very good reputation in this country. And, I will not be shy away in getting the investments from them.
And what are some big names in the US who are?
Everybody. You can look at Lightspeed Venture. There is a Indian fellow there, very, very successful. His name is not coming to my head. Then we have same thing is, like, for example, Mayfield is the person who is really working there and right now driving the company, Naveen Chadda. Very nice person, and very, Vinod Khosla, old timer, still very good, and still dealing with a lot of investments. And there are a lot of other small, venture capital people. Ankur Jain, I don't know if you heard his name. He is a graduate from IIT Delhi. He has his own company. He's doing his third fund, Emergent Venture. It's also very successful. Amar Hanafi is, also very successful. He's from Pakistan, Lahore, but he used to work with us in Cisco. Very, very successful. Mike Volpe was Index Venture, just started his own venture fund. He's Italian, but, my two partners, like in that MPLS, is Italian and two Indians.
Wow.
So good venture capitalist in the Valley.
And in terms of the Valley changing from 1980s to now early 2020s, so how do you think, like in the last 40-45 years, how has Silicon Valley changed? Because you have been here since 1975.
A lot of changes. One is technology is changing so rapidly. In our time when we started it, you can take 5 years, 6 years to develop a product. You don't miss the boat. Now, every year things are changing. So one thing you have to be very careful, something which you think is needed, you better develop it fast enough. And if you're doing ASIC development, that is the case in our case, ASIC development takes time. And like in most of our cases, the time given to us was 2 years. So a lot of people, you'd go and talk to them and say, it's impossible to do it in 2 years. But we were able to do it. Okay. And with a very small team. So that's another, difference which you can bring it in this particular aspect. So I think these are the couple of things which is, people can definitely learn from the experience which we had. Second thing which is happening, so technology is changing very rapidly. Second thing which is happening is also, you need to understand how many startups are doing similar kind of thing which is you're doing. So you need to be very careful with your competition, which was not the case before because there was limited companies. Now you look at in the AI, I was just talking to somebody yesterday doing the agents. There's thousands of companies are doing the agent.
Yeah.
And if you're one of those companies also doing the agent, you have to be careful in terms of how you deal with that particular situation. So that's another thing you need to look at your very close eye on the competition. Third is execution. There was a time when we were executing it and you make a slip. Now, if you're competing with this many people and you make a slip, you're done. Okay, so you need to make sure your execution has to be close to perfect. I mean, obviously, it's difficult to make a perfect executions, but realistically, I think that's another thing which is way change from that time. The talent is much easier available now than used to be that time, except for this immigration issues, which is we are dealing with it. And Indians have done very well, and most of the companies during old days also, very, very successful people who came in that particular time, in 80s, 90s, from IITs, from BITS, from a lot of good institutions, and they're done very, very successful, working for big companies or small companies. So, but nowadays, a lot of young talent is available. The challenge you have is obviously the green card visa, situation and stuff like that. But I'm pretty sure that if they get qualified, you should be able to leverage them. And a lot of innovations occurs because of the young people. So you need to do a balancing act, which is not the case during our time. Hiring somebody straight from school was almost impossible. So no, you need to get 5 years of experience in the industry. And so, now, people coming on third year in school, starting their own startup, which is way different than what that particular time. And the opportunity is there because things are so different in terms of the tools, in terms of the go-to-market, the channel, all the social media which is available to you. We had nothing during the time we were doing it. And, it's amazing. I think I keep on telling people, I wish I'm 10 years younger than where I am right now, because I can see so many opportunities. And a lot of times, our objective was always to do it yourself instead of saying, okay, you do it or somebody else do it. But now I'm spending a lot of my time basically helping the younger generation to do better than us.
How old are you, if I may ask?
I'm just going to be 74, completing in July.
Oh my God. So you started Pensando when you were, 67? Oh my God. You started a company at 67. Wow. That's a lot.
And I was the CEO and almost working 18 hours a day.
At 67?
Yes.
My God.
So people call us, that's one negative in that sense, workaholic. But I consider it is not workaholic, is what you enjoy, you do.
Yeah.
So it's not like, that you have pressure to work.
Yeah.
It's what you continuously doing because you're enjoying to do.
And how did your lifestyle change after you got some initial money success? How did the transition happen?
Nothing, no change.
Okay.
The same. Money was never a driving factor in my life right from the very beginning. Most important thing was making sure couple of things. People who are working with you, they're happy. Your family, whatever you're supposed to do, you need to make sure. I wish I would have spent a little bit more time on the family situation than I did. If I had to go back and play those movies again. The other very important thing is that you need to make sure that you do something for the community. There is another thing which is people don't realize. Giving back. It's not like when I retired, I give back only, or when you make money that you give. My case was always right from the very beginning, whether I made money, no made money, you're always giving it back to the community, one way or the other. Okay, whether it's your time, whether it's a financial support, or mentoring people. Take it whatever you think you can do it. Always think about giving it back. If you can take one poor person and make him very successful, you should be very happy. And that's what gives you the pleasure that you see the impact in the industry. This customer is using your product, that's the time you become very happy.
You spoke about innovation. There's a lot of innovation happening by a lot of young people. What's the most interesting innovation that you have seen in the recent past in US?
Currently, I think everything is going with AI. That is the biggest innovation, because many years ago, we used to think the internet will change everything. And we used to have sayings which we used to say in Cisco. Internet will change how you live, how you play, how you work, all that kind of thing. AI is 10 times more powerful than the wave of the internet.
Do you use AI in your life as well?
Right now, we are developing product using AI.
Okay.
And actually, currently, I use the agent for taking the notes of the meetings using AI. I use OpenAI. I write something, and then I feed it back and says, okay, can you make it better? If I look at the output, if it looks better, then I adopt that particular thing instead of me continuously working for hours and modifying it and stuff like that. So use AI in that particular aspects. I'm using a lot of AI tools which is available in the market, and making it show that it can, particularly for travel thing, reservations and stuff like that. There are a lot of tools which is available. Particularly also when you're buying something, there are a lot of AI tools which can give you a different perspective than what the old tools used to give you. I think this wave is, it's not, there is a little bit hype, no doubt. But I think the technology is realistically will change. And there are a lot of fear that it will eliminate a lot of jobs, which is probably true, which was the fear even in the year 2000 when the computers were coming in. Says, okay, all the data centers, computers will get rid of a lot of people in accounting, a lot of people in, doing mundane tasks of, in manufacturing and all that kind of thing. Actually, it created more jobs. My personal view is AI will create more jobs. Okay, because there will be a different kind of needs. So you need to prepare if you're preparing your career. I will not write it off. And a lot of business will get impacted. This is one of the challenges I think the Indian businesses have. A lot of trading business, which is people do. I think they will have challenges going forward. Because this new wave of doing things is you have a manufacturer directly contacting you as a consumer. And they will eliminate the middleman. Now, the last mile is still a challenge in India, so you need to still solve that particular problem. Whether it's being done through, Uber or Lyft or whatever equivalent in India, which is they're doing. But last mile is a challenge across the board. Whether technology comes, last mile is a problem. So that is definitely, if you can solve that particular problem, there is a lot of opportunity there.
I'm sure you must be angel investing in a lot of startups as well.
I do it not for, making money from that particular point of view. One is, if I know somebody, he needs some help and he can make it successful. So I am part of that particular thing. Okay. I invested in a bunch of companies, which is started by Bitsium. So that's a BITS connection. Some started by UC Davis, which was a UC Davis connection. I have a chair in BITS. I have a chair in UC Davis. So some students I come in contact, and if they are starting, I said, okay, fine, I'll fund it. Not looking at from purely as an angel investor, you say it. It's just like, okay, fine, if I can help and if they make it so far, they're doing well.
What's the most interesting startup you've come across?
In recent days?
Yeah.
Pixel.
What does that do?
It's a company which is started by Bitsian. He was in third year. He's building a satellite. He's launching satellite, actually. Already launched a couple of satellites. And it's low-cost satellite. He built in Bangalore. And he has a very high quality camera. So basically, and it's a low satellite in lower space, so that you can get all the visibility of all the crops which is happening. So one of his use cases, say for example, you're producing coffee. So looking at all the images of the coffee, I should be able to predict how good the coffee this year is going to be.
Wow.
And look at those kind of things. So this is one of the other one I'm interested. I'm invested in is called Gozo, which is a company in India. We just launched a service of Gozo in Bangalore.
Concierge service.
Yes, yes. And Gozo, I'm involved with them. Actually, the first time I met with them when Jito came here, they made a pitch. We have 30 startups basically came in and pitched to Jito, people who came from India as a startup kind of thing. So we selected 3 companies which got the prize. They were the third one to get the prize. So during that particular time, I said, okay, maybe I'll see if I can help them to get to the next level.
What do they do? If you can just briefly explain the audience. What is their business?
They basically started with providing long distance taxi services between different cities. The value add was that going from Delhi to Jaipur, you can only go one way and pay the one-way fare. You don't need to worry about the round trip, because what the typical taxis, you have to pay round trip, thing. So they made it one way, and then they have this very nice programs. So you don't need to talk to anybody, just online and do it. And then recently they launched this concierge service, airport transport, which is very important business. And the idea there is to have a person available at the airport, and most of the NRIs which is coming out, they need to have making sure they can get to their taxi and they can provide the services. And this is so far knocking on the wood. I was just talking to them yesterday. So far making good progress.
Oh, nice. That's amazing. So let's spend some time on Jainism also. I'm also a Jain, by the way. And
sure.
I really like when we talk about Jainism whenever in the podcast. So what has Jainism taught you in general, and what are some core values, principles that you practice regularly, which are helping you in your day-to-day lives?
It's a very good question. And I will say that, when I was growing up, I got most of this education from monks as well as from my mom. My mom was very religious. And we used to go and, she used to do Samaik on a regular basis. And we used to follow, a lot of things. And she used to do so many upas and ikasana and all that thing for many, many years. So I learned quite a bit from her. So I do at least one upas a year without water.
Without water?
Without water.
So entire day
36
you don't
hours,
even drink water?
36 hours, yeah.
No food, no water?
Nothing.
Wow.
Which is, right from the very beginning I'm doing.
Okay.
So that continued the thing. The most important thing for me was not that much the rituals part of it. Even though I believe in rituals, I believe in people are doing it, we should respect them, and I'm nothing against it. To me, was the most important thing is to follow in your life. Whatever you're doing are you doing it based upon Jain values? So we worked very hard here to also make sure that we can tell the people. We created a very simple thing, 3 letters called AAA. Ahimsa, Anikantvad, and Aparigraha. Those are 3 A's. Huh?
What do each word mean?
So Ahimsa is non-violence, right? So follow the principles of non-violence. And that comes to foods, restaurants, industry you're working on, and stuff like that. So make sure that you don't want to do something which is related to violence, okay? For example, I will not make investment in companies which is doing something for defense, particularly medical defense is fine. But if you're going to build a tank, it's going to kill people. So this is my personal choice. Ahimsa, so non-violence, I give you some examples. Then Aparigraha. Actually, the second one is Anikantvad, which is very, very important. And that is the principles which is I use all the time is different perspective. Okay, and that's what that Anekantwad is, which is, you look at it like the great example is you're sitting in a train. You look at outside, you think the outside is moving. In reality, train is moving. You're outside, you see the train is moving. Okay, but so if you describe from perspective of the person who's outside versus the person who's inside, they have two different perspective. Who's right, who's wrong in this particular aspect, depending on what perspective you're looking at, right? What is your reference point is. And in business, it's very important to use this particular principle because it's like marketing. You're looking from a market perspective. You're looking from technology perspective. You're looking from competition perspective. You're looking from, where the transition is occurring in the industry. So for example, you're developing something which is not using AI, and AI is a big transition which is occurring right now. You got a problem. Okay. This Anekantwad is a very, very important principles. Even when you make a decision, one of the things which I tell people is to make sure that you look from different angle, whatever you're developing. When you look at, it's just like, when you're looking at a picture, you look at many different angles. When you're looking at a car, say for example, you look at car from front, top, bottom, side, and all that kind of thing, you get a very good view of how the car is going to look like. If you just look at the front, and you may like the front, and the great example is this, the Cybertruck. I mean, to me, when I look at it, all different angles of Cybertruck, I don't like it, to be honest.
And in your daily life, do you also practice some sort of meditation or some sort of Jainism practice?
I do a lot of exercise. So when I do, like for example, we just had a Mission Peak hike thing. We have 500 people from the community came and went for a hike. Everybody didn't do all the way, but whatever they could do it. They do Namokar Mantra Jap. Then they come back here. So 9 to 10, we had a Namokar Mantra Jap in home. Okay, 9 to 10. And then after that, they have a brunch. So whatever they can, you can do it yourself. So for me is much more in terms of thinking in the morning. We both go for a hike, regularly. And during that particular thing, we continuously thinking about what you're going to do during the day, how we're going to practice breathing exercise, in terms of making it sure that you are not getting tired because of hike and stuff like that. For me is we do Pratikraman not on a regular basis, but whenever we can find the opportunity to do it. We go to the temple on a regular basis, at least once a week, to our temple here. We do all the, regular prayers and stuff like that. A lot of participation in meditation programs, classes and stuff like that. We do participate in those. But not such thing as like a regular basis. For me is in my hike, that's where my quiet time is, to think about for the day, what I'm going to do, what I have done it day before, and really making it sure that if I'm doing something which is making somebody better or not making people unhappy, those are the objectives.
About your hitchhiking experience, I've also been told that you once went on hitchhiking when you were in your 20s, and that time you went without a lot of money as well. So what happened? What was that story?
It's very interesting. We have no idea about hitchhiking was that popular during late 69 to 73. Okay. So we saw this book, basically $1 a day, travel to Europe, which is what telling people that that's the way they make their thing. And dollar at that particular time was 7 rupees in India. So we thought, if you can do this, this will be a very good idea. So me and my friend, we start exploring the possibility what will take to do this hitchhiking. And we were in Palani our first year. And the first year we decided to go and hitchhike. We wanted to go through Pakistan, but Pakistan won't let us go. So we went from Delhi to Amritsar by train, Amritsar to Kabul by plane, and then everything by the road, all the way to London and came back. The interesting part of this particular trip was, first is a lot of challenge you face in going there, languages. You had to get different visas of different countries. We only knew English, Hindi, and my friend was Sardar, so he knew Punjabi. And that's about it. And a little bit German, okay? Because we were just first year, we took German course as a part of it. The interesting aspect of this trip was, our objective was to make it so that it doesn't cost us anything. And the way we were able to do that, we were able to find a job in Germany for 2 weeks. And we worked in a company called Brown Beveri, which is big company, big German company. And they gave us this job to take one big, very large engine, which is used in the ships, to open it up. And that's all 15 days, both he and me were working on. Good thing, as a part of that particular exercise, we were learning how the engines, the different pieces of engines are, how the carburetor looks, how the main engine looks like, how the piston looks like. So we were learning all this thing in our first year as a part of this, even though it was a little bit tough job, because there's a lot of tools, which is, particularly for me, I didn't have that kind of muscles, to open the nuts and bolts of the old engines and stuff like that. So when we were not able to do it, we can get some local people who are working in the company to help us out. They paid us good money. We made so much money that it paid for our trip. Not only paid for our trip, we were able to buy gift for the families. It was really amazing. And we were there for almost 2.5 months. Another incident occurred to us, which was very interesting in Kabul. So India allows you to carry only $7 at that time, right? And our plan was to carry $300 each, him and my partner. So my uncle lives here in Berkeley. So I asked him to send me $300 in Kabul. Kabul used to get one flight per week. And if you don't get that mail in that particular flight, your ticket got delayed, your check got delayed for 1 week. So we had to wait for a week in Kabul because we didn't realize that this check is not going to come in time. So that was very surprising in that particular sense. The other incident, which was very interesting, occurred to us, and this is really very funny. And this is where Jugaad comes and play the role, and this is where the spirit of entrepreneurship comes and play the role. We were in Paris. We were waiting for a ride. And we were waiting and waiting and waiting 5-6 hours. We're not getting any ride. We saw the people who are coming with girls. They were getting the ride right away. So if somebody's traveling with a girl or 2 girls, they get a ride right in front of us, but they will not stop for us. Okay. So that was really bad. So we decided to discuss with my friend, and we asked him to become a girl. In the sense, he opened his turban, and he has his hair hanging down to his knees. You won't believe it. So he was standing facing his hair, and I was standing with my thumb like this, facing towards the car. And and you won't believe it. In 5 minutes, we got the ride. But the difficult part was, you could see the face of that guy who gave us the ride. He got shocked when he turned around and saw the beard on this particular guy.
Super insightful conversation. Thank you so much for doing this. Last question which I ask all my guests. If you were in the shoes of Kushal and if you were interviewing Mr. Prem Jain, what is one question you would like to ask him towards the end?
I think this life balance between family, friends, and community and your work is the one thing I can tell you is very important for people to manage in your life. And which comes to the important point is time management. You're responsible for your time management. There's only 24 hours in a day, and you need to do what you need to do. And if you prioritize it, you can do whatever you want to do it.
Yeah.
If you don't control your time, then you'll not be able to do things that you want to do.
Yeah. Super, super insightful. Had a lot of fun doing this. Thank you so much for having me over this lovely house.
Thank you.
and very, very insightful conversation. I'm sure like everyone who's watching this is going to be very motivated and inspired by your journey and your story. So wish you the best and thank you so much for doing this.
अगर आपको ये वीडियो पसंद आया होगा तो आई रिक्वेस्ट यू टू शेयर इट विद ऑल योर फ्रेंड्स एंड सब्सक्राइब टू आवर चैनल सो दैट वी कैन गिव यू मोर वैल्यू एडिटिव कंटेंट इन द शॉर्टेस्ट अमाउंट ऑफ टाइम. हमको ये बताइए कि आपको कौन से काइंड ऑफ गेस्ट चाहिए, हमको ये बताइए कि कौन से क्वेश्चंस मुझे नहीं पूछने चाहिए थे, कौन से क्वेश्चंस मुझे और पूछने चाहिए थे ताकि आपको और ज्यादा वैल्यू मिल सके, और कौन से ऐसे पार्ट्स है जो आपको बिल्कुल पसंद नहीं आए ताकि हम लोग ये पार्ट स्ट्रीम कर सके फ्यूचर एपिसोड्स में. सो थैंक यू सो मच वंस अगेन फॉर वॉचिंग दिस एपिसोड एंड कीप शेयरिंग ऑल आवर एपिसोड्स विद योर फ्रेंड्स एंड कीप गिविंग अस फीडबैक so that we can improve and come up with better quality content.